The moment she leaned in, I felt my chest tighten as if a knife had just twisted inside me. She smiled that soft, familiar smile, the one that once made my heart skip a beat. Her lips hovered near mine, and I could smell the faint perfume she always wore, the one that used to make mornings feel like home. But instead of returning her gesture, I stepped back, calm yet deadly still. "I know about your lover," I said quietly. My voice was calm, almost too calm, and yet every word carried the weight of betrayal. "And I made him leave you." For a fraction of a second she froze. Then I saw it, her pale face draining further, her eyes widening in shock and terror. "No, no, no. Please forgive me," she stammered, her voice breaking, trembling. The air in the room thickened, heavy with unsaid words, with years of trust crumbling in seconds. I studied her face, searching for any hint of the woman I once knew, the woman I had loved with every ounce of my being. But all I saw was fear, guilt, and a desperate plea I could no longer respond to with warmth. It had all started months ago, innocuous at first. A late meeting, a whispered phone call, an unusual warmth in her smile when she thought I wasn't watching. I'd noticed subtle changes, the way she laughed at certain texts, the way she lingered a little too long over her mirror, the sudden interest in places I wasn't invited to. My gut told me something was wrong, but I had chosen to believe in us, in the years of love, the home we had built, the promises we had made. Until that day. I had come home early from work, planning a surprise dinner for her birthday. I expected to see her bustling in the kitchen, humming to herself, maybe singing a little off-key like she always did. But instead I found him. A man I had seen once before in passing, a fleeting smile exchanged during a neighborhood barbecue, suddenly standing in the middle of my living room, nervously trying to explain himself. He froze when he saw me. And then I realized. I didn't feel anger at him. Not exactly. I felt the deep, cold sting of betrayal that came from someone I had loved completely. He wasn't just a stranger intruding in my home. He was proof. Proof that my wife, the woman I had trusted more than myself, had betrayed me. I said nothing at first. I just stood there, hands in my pockets, studying them both. He tried to speak, but my presence silenced him. Finally I said calmly, "Go." He looked at me, a mix of confusion and fear in his eyes, but he obeyed. Slowly, hesitantly. He turned and left, closing the door behind him as if he had just survived a storm. I didn't speak. I didn't cry. I just watched him leave. And then I turned to her. Her face crumpled instantly. Tears welled up in her eyes. I can explain," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't mean for this to happen." You had months to explain," I said softly, the words sharper than any scream I could have uttered. "Do you have any idea what it feels like to watch someone else touch your wife while you're still breathing? To know that while I was working, while I was building a life for us, you were." I trailed off, unable to finish the thought without gagging on the bitterness. She fell to her knees then, hands clutching my arms. "Please. Love you. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. Can fix it." "I can. Fix it," I echoed, my voice hollow. "Do you know what fixing it would mean? Do you know what it means to take back trust once it's shattered? To undo every lie, every hidden message, every stolen glance? Can you undo months of betrayal with a few words?" Her lips trembled. I'll do anything. I'll leave him, I'll stop, I swear." "I already did," I interrupted. "He's gone. And it's not about him. It's about you. You chose to cross a line I thought we could never approach. And now, you want forgiveness as if it's a currency you can spend." The room was silent, heavy with tension. I could hear the distant hum of traffic outside, the soft tick of the clock marking the seconds of our unraveling. Her shoulders shook with sobs, and for a moment, I felt a pang of the love I once had. But it was drowned by a wave of anger and betrayal so strong it threatened to consume me. I walked past her, heading to the window. The city lights blurred through the rain-soaked glass, and I thought about the life we had built together. The apartment filled with laughter, the quiet dinners, the dreams we whispered to each other at night. And I thought about how easily it all seemed to have collapsed, like sand slipping through desperate fingers. Do you even know why I loved you? I asked without turning around. I loved you because I trusted you. 'Cause I believed in us. And now I don't know what I believe in anymore. Her voice cracked. Sorry. I don't even know what came over me. I was lonely. Lonely. I spun around, my eyes burning. You were lonely. We shared a home, we shared a life. Was it not enough? Was I not enough? She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. It wasn't about you. I don't even know why I did it. Just happened. And the moment I realized, I stopped. I wanted to tell you, I swear. But you didn't, I said. You let it grow. You let it linger. And now you come to me, crying, hoping it all disappears if you just cry enough. Her sobs filled the room, raw and desperate. I wanted to reach out to her, to hold her, to tell her it would be okay. But I couldn't. Not yet. Not after everything. I took a deep breath, trying to steady the storm inside me. I loved you, I said quietly, more to myself than to her. I loved you with everything I had. And I don't know if I can ever love you the same way again. She fell silent, staring at me with wide, pleading eyes. Please, she whispered. Please tell me there's a chance. Can do anything. Change. Do you even know what it means to live with the knowledge that someone you trusted completely could betray you? Yes. My voice cracked, betraying the storm I'd tried so hard to keep at bay. Do you know how it feels to lie awake at night, imagining him with you, when I thought I was the only one who mattered? She shivered, and I could see her guilt etched into every line of her face. I'm sorry, she whispered again, her voice barely audible. I never wanted to hurt you. I never meant. Intentions don't erase actions, I said softly. You chose him. You chose to break something sacred. And now I don't know if we can ever repair it. I walked to the bedroom door, pausing to look back at her. She looked smaller somehow, diminished by the weight of her own mistakes. I wanted to say something comforting to give her hope, but I couldn't. Not yet. Not until I decided if hope still existed for us. I need time, I said, my voice steadier now. I need to think. I need to decide if I can even forgive you. Right now I can't. And I don't know when I will. She nodded, tears streaming freely, and I could see the raw, unfiltered fear in her eyes. Fear not of losing me, but of the irreversible damage she had done. I'll wait, she said softly. I'll do anything to make it right. I didn't respond. I simply turned and walked out of the room, the sound of my footsteps echoing through the apartment like a metronome marking the end of something I had once believed would last forever. Later that night, I sat alone in the living room, staring at the faint glow of the city lights. The apartment was silent except for the soft hum of the refrigerator. I felt a hollowness inside me, a void that wasn't just sadness. It was betrayal, disappointment, and the slow realization that the person I thought I knew best could hurt me in ways I never imagined. I thought about all the mornings we had shared, the laughter, the whispered confessions of love, the dreams of a life together. And I thought about the lie hidden beneath it all, the invisible fracture that had been growing silently, waiting for the perfect moment to shatter everything. Her cries had faded, leaving only the echo of her guilt in the walls of our home. I wanted to feel something, anger, grief, relief, but all I felt was numbness. The betrayal was too deep, too personal, too entwined with the love I had poured into her. Sleep came fitfully that night, haunted by images of what had been and what could never be the same again. When I woke the next morning, the apartment was quiet. She had left a note on the kitchen table, trembling handwriting on crumpled paper. I'll wait for you. I'll do whatever it takes. Please don't give up on us. I folded it slowly, my hands shaking. I wanted to believe her. Part of me wanted to reach out, to pull her close, to hear her heartbeat and know we could survive this. But another part of me recoiled, knowing that trust, once broken, could never fully return. I looked out the window at the city below, the sun rising slowly, painting everything in shades of gold and red. A new day had begun. A day where nothing would ever be the same. And I realized that forgiveness, if it ever came, would be mine to give. Not as a command, not as a promise, but as a choice. And until I made that choice, I could only sit in the silence, in the echo of betrayal, and decide whether love was still worth the risk. The rest of our lives hung in that fragile balance. One choice, one word, one moment could tip it either way. And as I stared at the note, I knew the truth. Some wounds leave scars that time cannot erase. But maybe, just maybe, the heart could learn to beat again, even if it was forever changed.